website, escorts. Anyone could be an escort, eBay for escorts, free matchmaking, doing a lot better. So I don't have anyone signing up yet, but please do sign up for that page, free matchmaking. If you want an escort, want to be an escort, be my guest, all you have to do is sign up for a free affiliate program. You get 85%. You don't make money, I make money. If it's controversial enough to where I'm accused of pandering like Heidi Fleiss, then great. Maybe I'll get publicity for my trial just like she did. And then anarchyforever.com, where you find out how anyone could get wealthy if they go tax delinquent. I inadvertently get wealthy at their expense if the cops and the prosecutors are stupid enough to make a big deal about online pandering, which happens all the time. But they know that I'm high profile. I'm a hell of a lot meaner, more aggressive than Heidi Fleiss. I mean, you know, California, they over-enforce the little things, they unenforce the big things because they're stupid, evil, lazy cowards, just like that legend and his own mind guy from Sudden Impact. They're no different. Biggest a-holes in the world are from California. I know. I've lived here for 51 years, all my life, and the evil double standard of big government is far worse than what they have in Greece or the old Soviet Union or Britain. It's just an absolute joke. But they know they're on their way out because, again, laws of Darwin, the laws of God, which are in harmony with each other, are not on their side, and ultimately corruption gets penalized in karma in this life and hopefully the next one. So that's my way of being controversial, because I think antipussytrap.com is going to be the lost leader website. Whereas anarchyforever.com, a lot of people are not into anarchy, but they are into, brothels, and in a very tabloid world we live in. Because the various angles we have on celebrities, which you'll find out about if you go to this website. So there's 6 websites overall, and most of them link to each other. Those are the first 2 I'll promote for now, but printerfreedom.com, I just checked, no commissions yet, but if you want to buy a 3D printer, I think the good models are actually about, a good cheap model is about $799, and you can print whenever you want. Yeah, plus the guns, of course. We're not going to have a government. You're going hitmanforever.com. Initial like that website where you shoot animals on the internet in Texas that was shut down 12 years ago. You have no government. Those cameras are going to be everywhere with JavaScript, gun turrets. Everywhere you go, or if the bad guys think about holding a place up, he might get shot by an invisible or covert internet-powered camera. So in the inner city where most of these crimes occur, where the most common gun crimes are, liquor stores being robbed or banks or whatever, they'll think twice about even attempting to commit a crime if we all have guns. And of course, we'll be shut down because they'll have to frisk everyone because those guns could go through X-ray scanners. Same thing at the airport, but they won't shut down the airport because they need to make money. But we don't need criminal court. We don't need private court. All we need is arbitration. There'll be a substantial reduction in the crime rate anyway. Better economy, privatization, combined with the fear of the vigilante and all the technology I promote at my website, chip implants and so on. The chip implants page, you need to read that page under Science Business Technology at anarchyforever.com. All kinds of brilliant ideas with automatic location systems for cars, people, houses, property, but it's not Big Brother. It's Little Brother because it's done with consent, and companies compete for your privacy or they go out of business, they lose market share. So a much better world is on the way. So that's what I want to say about what I've been doing last night, and then of course I'll, my keep you in suspense finalization of the show before I go to the final song. It will be about more of what I'm going to do with more spam. Spam is working. Spam seemed to work for, but basically I said that hostile press release I sent about the Sheriff's Department and the illegal 5150s I've had many times that landed me in a convalescent home. It led to about 1,000 spams. One person did send an unsubscribe, and I'll send more of the same to the same people eventually. Be controversial. The deal with hitmanforever.com, which is far more controversial than anarchyforever.com, but the combination of the two, they crap their pants. Eventually get someone to snap, someone who doesn't want to be the harbinger of death, but was forced to be. Either in law enforcement or better yet the media, because the only thing more evil than the government is the media that aids and abets the big government, because they want, again, the high misery index and therefore the high crime rate to lure you in, because without crime and horrible things happening to innocent people, the media don't make the big bucks like they want to, and as well as the corrupt cops. But eventually someone will snap and guarantee this is a crusade that's going to go viral. So I'll tell you more about what I tend to do with hitmanforever.com once I get that website fixed. It's not fixed right now. It's something to read, but it's not really doable right now except for donations. How about crime victims? And the same thing with Anti-Pussy Trap. I'll send more emails. I'm spending a lot of money right now promoting it through 7 Search. But I am apparently getting a big response rate from my emails to the escort. So again, with advertising, you have to make impressions to the same people over and over again. Don't give up. Don't go elsewhere. Because what happens is after multiple impressions, they're more likely to convert it. Most studies show in advertising usually take 6 impressions of a commercial. Like you hear all the time on your same favorite radio station before people say, yeah, name recognition, I can't get it out of my head, I got to convert and go to this website. And so I'll just keep up the spam campaign. I'll probably spam right after I'm finish up the show. And it is legal, can spam compliant, and there are no laws that criminalize spam. Most of our laws contradict each other. Like in California, it says in the Constitution that the state of California cannot interfere with electronic commerce. But people like Meg Whitman would bend over and go ahead and when she was CEO of eBay, still charge people interstate tax, which is one reason I don't use eBay that often, or if I do, I just buy from out of state. So again, when it comes to minimizing your tax liability, even consumption tax, you have many options where you don't have to pay tax. And please do, if you haven't done it already, make anarchyforever.com a fixation, save it in your favorites, and read all the pages. I do update every day. I do add to the news page at least once a week, and eventually it'll be several times a day when I have more correspondence with more people. I want you to call in. You can chat with me right now, my Spreaker.com page, or Skype with me, anarchy.forever1. Love to hear from you. Eventually I want a much bigger audience, and I am paying $10 a day, by the way, for Spreaker.com paper impression advertising, which I think, because the traffic is way up, it went from 2 people to 15 people after 4 days, so that's pretty good for something that's only been on the air for 4 days now. So we'll keep up the good work, and I thank you for listening. Any audience at all, I'm very grateful. Trump blames Sanders supporters for Chicago unrest. Protesters tried to rush stage. So this is the new angle what happened yesterday. Donald Trump on Saturday denounced the protests that led them to cancel a scheduled rally the previous night in Chicago, calling them a planned attack that was professionally done, and blaming Bernie Sanders and their supporters for inciting violence. So inciting or causing. That's what these left-wing protesters do. They say the worst things and try to make you look bad. So from one hand, I look at it from Donald Trump's point of view, but on the other hand, I look at it from the a-hole's point of view, because left-wing protesters, they did some really despicable things to the Minutemen. I mean, they were violent, and the cops were on their side, because the cops are the biggest a-holes in the world. They came in, they grease up and bend over for the left-wing protesters. They'll arrest you for having a camera in public or having an American flag in public. So you never get the real story unless you talk to people out in the streets with, the hidden cameras and the small media, or people like us, the little guys on Spreaker.com and Blog Talk and so on. We tell the real story, but the big media, they just want more crime and want more corruption, so they can entice you to watch their stories with all their sensationalism. Trump rally violence offers Kasich fresh chance for contrast. Okay, so those are the 2 new items on the main stories for Google, because we're looking at Google News right now. Gabla siblings killed in Israeli airstrike after militant rockets hit Israel. Okay, so there's peace between Gaza and Egypt, but that means more violence between the Palestinians and Israelis. And then Israel calls on powers to punish Iran for its missile tests. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Saturday called for the world powers to take immediate punitive steps against Iran following its ballistic missile tests this week. If they test missiles, that's not the same thing as attacking you, but they call on Israel as the victim. But Israel, again, you pay taxes. They get money to kick Palestinians out of houses and do terrible things that are not reported by a media that's largely pro-Israel. So again, take no sides. Infinite wisdom is somewhere in the middle. You have to take things in moderation. The good guy, bad guy scenario, it doesn't work if you want to make peace. U.S. torrential rains lead to unusually strong flooding in Louisiana and Mississippi. Police remains found under a bridge likely soon to vanish in 1998. Let's see, he was near the campus of Virginia Tech, where he attended graduate school, and his name was Robert Kovac. So look at that story from CNN, that there might be speculation what happened to him. Jury deliberates in trial of alleged mastermind of Texas anti-Islam cartoon attack. The trial of Abdul Malik Abdul Karim neared an end on Friday as jurors began to deliberate. FBI informant Stephen Vertigo also spoke out against Kareem, saying he plotted to blow up Glendale Stadium that housed the Super Bowl in 2015.